Welcome to Moments in the Word. I'm James Tyler, your host, and this evening we'll be reading from Jeremiah chapter number 6, verses 19 through 21. Hear, O earth, behold, I will bring evil upon this people, even the fruit of their thoughts, because they have not hearkened unto my words, nor to my law, but rejected it. To what purpose cometh there to me incense from Sheba, and the sweet cane from a far country? Your burnt offerings are not acceptable, nor your sacrifice sweet unto me. Therefore, thus saith the Lord, behold, I will lay stumbling blocks before this people, and the fathers and the sons together shall fall upon them. The neighbor and his friend shall perish. As we look at this text here and how it applies to us and even to our Messiah, Jesus Christ. For one, as we look at this, we see that Jeremiah laments that the people rejected God's word, according to the word of John 1:1 and Hebrews 1:1-2. Jesus is revealed as the living word. This coming fulfilled the prophetic warnings and offered a path of restoration that Judah had ignored. Also, God declares that sacrifices are meaningless without obedience. Jesus echoed this in Matthew 15:8-9, rebuking empty religious rituals. His death became the final acceptable sacrifice, replacing the rejected offerings of Jeremiah's day. Also, Jeremiah warns of disaster, yet Jesus bore that judgment on the cross. The fruit of their schemes, as seen in verse 19, becomes the very sin Jesus took upon himself, according to Isaiah 53:6, offering mercy where wrath was deserved. And let's look at how it applies to us today. Like Judah, we risk ignoring God's voice amid cultural noise. This passage calls us to spiritual vigilance, listening, repenting, and aligning our lives with his word rather than our own schemes. Also, it critiques worship that lacks heart. Today, this challenges us to examine whether our church attendance, prayers, or service flow from genuine devotion or hollow habit. God desires obedience over performance, as said before. The fruit of their thoughts reminds us that our inner life shapes our outcomes. When we reject God's wisdom, we reap confusion, anxiety, and brokenness. But when we align with Christ, we bear fruit that lasts. Also, we want to take and just put something on our minds tonight and ask the question, are there areas where you and I have substituted religious activity for relational obedience? Or am I or you listening to God's word with a heart ready to respond, or merely hearing without change? What schemes or self-made plans might you and I have been trusting more than God's direction? These are things to think about. I'm James Tyler, coming to you live from the Castle Studios, and welcome again this evening to Moments in the Word. God bless.